Happy birthday if it's your birthday, happy belated birthday if it's in the past, happy future birthday if it's in the future. My name is Lime Green, and welcome to the OOT podcast, otherwise known as the Ocarina of Time podcast, the Out of Time podcast. You know, I couldn't think of a better name for it because this game has been out for, I don't even know, like, I want to say 20 plus at least years, and it's been regarded as pretty much a perfect game. And if you haven't played it, then like you've been basically living under a rock. And you know, it pioneered, you know, this and Mario 64, how 3D games as I guess a genre should be made. It's that good. I think as of now, let me double check. It has a 99 on a Metacritic or something. It's one of those games that are, you know, praised to high heaven, and everyone, or like Ocarina of Time, before Breath of the Wild came out, everyone was like, Ocarina of Time, you gotta play it. If you don't play it, you know, who are you? Every reviewer, game reviewer, or IGN reviewer, yeah, see, IGN 10 out of 10, Metacritic 99%, GameSpot 10 out of 10, across the board. So, here I am, saying I have not played this game ever. Well, I'll take that back, that's a lie. I have not completed this game ever. I got up to Jabu Jabu's belly, and I got super lost, and put down the game, and then I came back, and I was like, what am I doing? So, here I am, like, years later, saying, I am going to beat this game this year, hopefully, hope. And I didn't want to play it for the channel. I kind of, like, foreshadowed this in the one video, the Ocarina of Time quiz video. But I didn't want to play through Ocarina of Time on the channel. That would have taken forever. Each episode of the podcast will be me playing up to a dungeon, beating the dungeon, whatever comes afterwards, and then, you know, looking back over it, telling my thoughts and what I liked and thoughts, I guess. I have little notes. I actually played through all of this twice, just to, you know, let's say, get a general feel of, look at this guy. I thought this guy was in Majora's Mask. I wanted someone to represent all of a podcast. I'm getting too off track. But this game, I'm playing on Ocarina of Time 3DS version, which was made by Grezzo, who also made Ever Oasis, the Link's Awakening remake for Switch, Miitopia for Switch, and Luigi's Mansion for 3DS. But before I jump into all of my notes, I should say, answer the big question in the room: why haven't you played Ocarina of Time sooner? Look at that. From Sorry in the corner. That is a good question. I should have owned N64, but like all of my friends did. But my family had a PS1, and that's kind of how I got into gaming. And I got a Game Boy Color, and like by the time myself got my own home console, like the GameCube just came out. And what happened with the PS1 is by the time the PlayStation 2 came out, I was like, oh, we don't need a PlayStation 1. So I took it to this invention camp, and you're not gonna like this spot. Turned the PlayStation 1 into like a robot, and that's where my PlayStation 1 is. But the only N64 games I've played on the real N64 are Mario Kart 64 and Smash Brothers. So that's my experience with that N64. Also, like another reason why I'm playing it on the 3DS is maybe because I haven't like really played a lot of N64 games, but I ain't a big polygoner fan. But I want to experience Ocarina of Time, to the truest extent. That's why I'm playing on the 3DS. All the qualities of life, that's what I'm trying to say. But so we jump into 3DS Ocarina of Time, and it starts off with a nightmare of Ganondorf. And then it just kind of throws a bunch of Shakespearean English at you with thou, hither, dost, hast, and verily. And I remember the first time I played this game, that kind of turned me off. I'll say, for real, I thought the entire game was going to be like this. I'm not sure why. That's the first things you see in this game. The Great Deku Tree just saying Shakespearean English at you. I thought, since it's set in a medieval setting, everyone was going to be like, oh, dost hither, hast verily. That coupled with the polygon models, that was kind of dampened my spirits. But once you walk around the village a bit, you realize only the Great Deku Tree really talks like that. You wake up from your nightmare, and Link has no blanket. I wonder if that's only in the 3DS version, but that's a little strange. And all over the Kokiri Forest, there's Kokiri? Is that what they're called? I wonder if Link's a Kokiri, or if he's like a Hylian, and he just wound up there. That's my big question of the day. But Mido, let's talk about Mido. He has a tyrannical grasp on these people. He's getting people to move rocks and yank weeds, and that's kind of messed up. I'm not sure. Like, what put him in this position of power, but that's strange. Also, I'm not sure if it's just me, but a lot of these Kokiri people, they all look the same. Like the blonde hair and the green outfit. I kind of wished if they had like a pin or a badge, or like an elf, like how they each had a different color elf uniform. I don't know. I get that they all needed to wear green, but it's kind of hard to separate them all. But then you get up to the Great Deku Tree, you get the sword, there's like rock rolling in a weird pattern, you get the shield, you gotta buy it from the store, and then you get up to the tree, and I'll admit, I've played at the tree, because in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, there's I'm not sure how long it is, like I was gonna say a 20-minute, I don't think it's 20 minutes, I think it's like a 10-minute demo, where you, like, just go around. But the Great Deku Tree is, I remember the first time I played, it was kind of confusing, but this time through, it was very straightforward what to do. You gotta get these branches, and light them, and get the nuts, and you throw them, and I wasn't sure how I was doing the first time, but the nuts stun the Skulltulas. And every time I've said, first time through, I'm talking about my first time through, not the first time, now, through. This is confusing. First time recently through. Deku Scrubs gift tips I've written down, and that's cute, I guess. I think they're Deku Scrubs. I know they're Deku Scrubs in Majora's Mask. Some of their golden Skulltulas are in like strange spots. I know the second one, when you fall down the center of the tree, that's in kind of like a strange spot. In my second playthrough, just running around seeing if I missed anything, I actually found another gold Skulltula down there. It's like you gotta turn around. I only know because last time I looked up. Oh. But I only know that you had to jump through the net in the bottom of the tree, because last time I looked it up. But that's kind of a weird puzzle. And then you go to this one room, and it's like how do you describe this? Like a rolling wheel spikes, and a big pond, and there's a button at the bottom, and a spider on the other side. And I remember last time I played this, I had little problem figuring out this puzzle. And yesterday when I was playing it, I had no clue what I did. When I last played it. And then Navi wasn't too bad. I know all the memes were like, oh, Navi, the worst partner ever. But Navi, maybe she's worse than the N64 version, but she wasn't too intrusive. But apparently you gotta swim to the bottom and hit the switch. Doesn't look like a real hittable switch, I'll admit. I thought you had to like jump over the rolling thing and push the box onto the platform and then push it onto the button underwater or something crazy like that. But then you go through the door, you get a slingshot somewhere along the way, and then you fight more Deku Scrubs, fight in parentheses, and then you gotta do them in like 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1, and then they say like a weird saying, coup de grace, to Queen Goma. I think that's like a strange translation thing. Like it makes sense, but it's like something I don't know. I wasn't really expecting from a Zelda game. Now, Goma, I thought Goma was the second boss. Turns out Goma's the first boss. And the first time I went through, Goma took me down to 1 heart, and I was fighting the enemies and everything, and I didn't take Goma off the ceiling. And the second time I went through, I took Goma down off the ceiling in 2 slingshot attacks, I guess, and that was kind of crazy. And Goma didn't spawn any enemies. I'll say I liked how you had to physically turn and look at Goma before Goma would attack at you. That was a nice attention to detail. And then, you get the little, and then, you get your heart, and then you leave. And then what happens after that? Then you leave, and then the Great Deku Tree is dying. And then he keeps it really vague. He goes, you have to watch out for, I wrote this down specifically, the desert man in the black armor. And then he calls Zelda the Princess of Destiny. So, I like how vague they make it seem, but also they show Ganondorf's face. Also, I like how he's just called the Desert Man. Big opposing guy, but he's desert man. But that's all my first impressions of Ocarina of Time, from the start screen to Goma and a little after, and then the Great Deku Tree dies, and he gives you a gemstone thing, which I don't even know what it does yet. I think it does something with magic, which is partially why I wanted to play Ocarina of Time, because I know there's magic in this game, and that's why I liked Wind Waker, because, you know, there's a not Great Deku Leaf, it's just a Deku Leaf, and none of the other Zelda games really have magic. Skyward Sword, kind of? You get to... No, not really. I guess Majora? I haven't played Majora either. Twilight Princess has the money armor. Bring back magic in Legend of Zelda. But that's all my thoughts and everything. I want to say what's the next temple? Dungeon thing? It's not the water temple. I think that's number 3. But I think it's fire. I don't know. What's gonna happen next? I think I'm gonna get the Ocarina. And then maybe Epona. I have no... Not a lot of... I think there's a chicken involved coming up. And then beans. And then you go Castle Town. It's a while before you get... you turn into the adult Link. Like, I know the story beats. I know Link becomes old Link, and then Zelda becomes Sheik, and then way at the end of the game, like a castle, Hyrule Castle gets destroyed, and then you gotta run down it, and then Ganondorf becomes Ganon, and then he goes, and then he throws a volley of light at you, and you go, like, I've existed on the internet and watched internet essays, so I know how Ocarina of Time operates. I'm not completely oblivious. I just haven't played it. But let me know if you like this, and yeah. See you next time, where we will jump into whatever dungeon or Ocarina mysteries come next. I don't know. We're still figuring this out. See ya later.